Hello everyone, Deborah here, suffering through another episode of this torture to bring you episode 5. So in episode number 5, she brought in her enablers. So the I am amazing, Meghan is amazing is on full volume. This is the worst episode so far because there's no pretense to distract us from Meghan's narcissism. And the ratio of how many brain cells we lose to things we actually learn is staggeringly off balance. I miss Chef Roy Choi. We learnt about cooking with him, and more specifically Asian cooking, which I never do at home, but I really love. Chef Roy is the concept that she should have used for this show. Each episode brings in a specialised chef to teach us something which makes the Meghan show more digestible. This would have been an outright plagiarism on Pamela Anderson's show. The narcissist hates being told what to do. She hates not being the centre of attention. She hates not being able to tell us how amazing she is. So she dishes up a show that we all hate. At best, we learn how to salt bake fish, but we have to put up with Meghan's clicking noise every time she talks about opening the damn fish up. It's like she's talking to us in her alien language that only she understands. She bakes more cherry tomatoes on the vine, and she makes another crudité. And I actually gasped out loud in shock and horror when she took store-bought hummus, transferred it into a bowl, and added olive oil. She's not even pretending to cook in this episode. That's the second time she's taught us how to transfer store-bought food from one recipient to another. Her show really is a true reflection of her. Bland and fake on the inside, with many time-consuming and expensive procedures on the outside in a vain effort to make it more attractive. She showed us how to toss a salad and do more daytime drinking. I wonder if I'm supposed to be drinking when I'm watching this. We also learned how to make floral ice cubes, just what every drink needs, right? Little bits of flour floating around in your glass. She really needs to be careful with all these flowers she feeds to her guests after all the backlash she's received from the Third Degree Burns essential oils bath salts. But we all know that Megsy doesn't learn by her past mistakes. This self-adoring show and her upcoming plagiarized podcast are all the proof that's in the pudding. So in this episode, we have enabler number 1, Abigail Spencer. So we hear more about Suits and actress Meghan. And enabler number 2, Kelly Zagfin, I don't know how to say her name, that she met through Trevor. Was she at the wedding? Or was she just cake tasting like Daniel? Let me know. The show opens with Meghan driving around her neighbourhood. She's just so relatable. She's like us. She drives herself around, just like us peasants. And she's pointing out all the places where she buys her groceries because it's all about her. She honestly thinks that she's so popular that people want to know about her life, her daily routines. Narcissism off the scale. So Direction Florist, where she spends an incredible amount of time advising us on how to blend different flowers and colours only to end up with white and beige. She takes the opportunity to remind us about her ridiculously expensive baby shower for Archie, thrown by her wealthy friends. When was the last time you saw these friends, Meghan? Didn't they all drop you when you stopped being royal and became a full-time narcissistic victim? Thanks to her 10-minute baby shower flower arranging lesson, she's able to teach us how to elevate flowers. In my humble opinion, too much greenery and too white beige bland. What do you think? Kelly gushes about how Meghan was her consultant when she started her floral company, because Meghan's always known so much about floral arrangements, Yet Meghan just told us that she learned during her baby shower. Yet another example of getting the memo but not comparing notes. Abby also highlights what a kind person Meghan was in Suits. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's archetypes in a kitchen. Her opportunity to debunk bad things that people say about her. She's constantly harping on about being there for the kids that she's never with and talking about precious memories she's making with her kids as often as possible. All of this, of course, in front of her dear friend who lost her 9-year-old son in a very sudden COVID death in 2020. Kelly is visibly uncomfortable, lowers her head and doesn't engage. Let me know what you think. Is Meghan being deliberately cruel or just highly insensitive? Didn't Meghan suffer a miscarriage? Hasn't she suffered loss? And imagine the lifelong suffering of losing a child. You never get over that. You just learn how to live with it. Kelly is no doubt still in shock and deep grief, and Meghan spends the day talking about her son, reminding Kelly that she no longer has a son. It's very disturbing. There's no love from Meghan without a hearty serving of alcohol, and in this episode she elevated champagne mimosas with shaped orange juice ice cubes. Meghan's physical appearance definitely highlights her heavy alcohol consumption. Black don't crack, but 43% Nigerian mixed with oodles of alcohol certainly does. And we end the day with another store-bought creation for dessert. Jam that Meghan made with Lily, accompanied with store-bought ice cream, fresh fruit and crumbled biscuits, elevated with a sprig of mint. The enablers just can't get over her talent. We learned that Meghan had another job as a teenager to go with her donut shop career because she worked in an ice cream shop when she was 13. Is that even legal? Obviously, because the award-winning lighting director Thomas Markle was so poor, he had to send out his teenage daughter to work, so they could afford to buy TV dinners. She ends the show with a chef's kiss. I end watching the show with a migraine. Episode 6 coming soon.